for formality.
That is correct. Thank you for your response. That both of the previous answers were correct. I do see one additional volunteer. Please come up to the stage whenever you're ready.
I think that first of all, she said, "Hi, Jim."
Right.
So mm that's why this is not informal. I think this is the simple answer, but
Right? No, that's correct.
yeah,
The way,
yeah,
well, you have to take into account uh, where where this is happening, right?
yeah, yeah.
This, according to this context, they are at a gathering. They are at some sort of gathering. As we can tell here, Jim offers a drink. So it doesn't appear to me to be anything formal. And it appears that some of the people do know each other already. So it's the context behind the introduction being informal, also correct, being a simple hi. It merits the informality. They are not at a business gathering. They're not meeting anyone for a particular service. They are at a informal get together. Very good. So all of those answers do apply. Very good. Informal greetings and farewells. We went through that on the first lesson. Now we can take a look at the formal introductions. Since we have two volunteers already up here, Nimam, if you don't mind taking the post of Margaret, DJ Frog.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, DJ Frog, if you will take the position of Mr. Wilson, and I shall take the position of Dr. Smith. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Very good. Go ahead.
So can I start it?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, okay. So, Mr. Wilson, I'd like to meet Dr. Edward Smith.
It's nice to meet you, Dr. Smith.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Dr. Smith is an economist. He just finished writing a book on international trade.
Oh, that's my field too. I work for the United Nations.
In the development program, by any chance?
Yes, how did you guess?
I've read your articles on technical assistance. They're excellent. Very good. Now, can anyone tell me how this is a formal introduction? Any volunteers? All right. We have a volunteer. The Natasha 7. Would you come up to the stage? Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Still waiting for you. Don't be shy. Okay. All right, Jordan, you're up next. Come up to the stage.
Hello.
Hi.
So I think this conversation is formal because of in introducing there are a lot of formal things to say, like "nice to meet you," "pleasure to meet you too," and because of that, I think it's pretty formal.
Okay. Do you think anything else? Do you think anything else would give it away that it would be formal contextually? or just because of the expressions used? What merits? What?
There is a Mr. and the doctor, so
Okay.
that's why.
Okay, very good.
Uh,
Those are all good
I
answers.
think that the one sign that we can identify from this conversation that indicate that it's formal introduction is the way they represent their professional matters. I mean, you can see that when they introduce themselves, they will show that what is the profession or what they do in the I mean in the business settings.
That's correct. Very good observation. We have Marwan as well wanting to give their answer. You're more than welcome to come up.
Hi.
Hi there.
I think because the polite request, and I would like to meet Dr. Edward. Is it right?
That's also correct. Yes. Very good.
Okay.
Excellent. Now, all of those answers are correct. Very well. The fact that which was mentioned by Nimam, yes, the context begins with Mr. Wilson. Anytime that we employ Mr., Sir, or anybody else's title before their name, we are invoking a formality in our conversation. So props for all that answered in that manner. Now, we have a telephone call, and it's a dialogue. We have, again, we have two people, John and Alice. Who would like to volunteer for John? Who would like to volunteer for Alice? Okay, very good.
That would be John.
You'd like to be John, okay? Anyone would like to volunteer for Alice?
Oh,
Yeah, I can be Alice.
oh,
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Living
oh, you could be.
Living Tribunal, or maybe you can volunteer for the next slide.
Okay.
Very good. All right, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Oh, hi, Alice. It's John. How are you?
Oh, hi, John. I was just thinking about you.
That's nice. I was wondering if you'd like to go to a movie tonight.
Sure, I'd like to. What's playing?
I was thinking about that new comedy, Lights Out. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Okay, I'll pick you up around 7:30. The movie starts at 8 a.m.
PM.
See you then. Bye.
p.m.
Very good. Excellent. Now, if we pay attention to this telephone call, we have a simple, this is informal, simple introduction between John and Alice. We have an exclamation mark here by Alice. Alice is which by the voice, obviously, one would deduce that Alice is delighted. She's happy to hear from John, given by that exclamation point. Oh, there's a comma there. Oh, hi, John! Right? I was just thinking about you. Now, isn't that wonderful? So, by this sentence, I was just thinking about you. She's trying to be pleasing to John. John replies with, "That's nice." So he's also delighted that someone was thinking of him. John replies that he was wondering if, wondering being a very special keyword here, wondering, because when we tell someone, I was wondering if you would like this, or I was wondering if we would do things this way, I was wondering, you are describing in essence that you are allowing the other individual a great deal of partake, of decision making, right? What if John would have said, I want you to go to the movies with me tonight? Well, that changes everything. Because now John is saying that that's what he wants, and he doesn't care whether Alice wants to go or not. That's what he wants, and that's what's going to happen. So being wondrous in John's methodology here with Alice implies that he's allowing her, obviously, as she has the right to decline the offer or to accept it and go along with him, right? So Alice responds with great pleasure as well. Sure, I'd love to. And then she follows up with an interesting clause that what's playing, like she shows interest not only in the fact that she wants to go to the movie theater and watch a movie with John, but also is showing further interest, right? So it's a double point for Alice there. What's playing shows an additional interest point in Alice's part. And John replies with, I was thinking about the new comedy Lights Out. So we already know that by the mere fact that it's a comedy that they're going to go watch, it's going to put them in a very light atmosphere of laughing. That's what a comedy is. Then Alice further elaborates, saying, sounds great. She's up for it. Then John takes care of the rest. It'll be my responsibility then. I'll pick you up around 7:30 because then the drive, maybe perhaps I'm adding this onto the context, but you can imagine that if the movie begins at 8 p.m. and picking Alice up at 7:30, that you can sort of foretell that the movie theater is either anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes or even up to 30 at max away from their location. So perfect, very good. Moving on. Three of five, very good. This one we have two. We have Shannon and we have Elena. Who would like to volunteer for Shannon and who would like to volunteer for Elena?
It could be someone.
Which one?
Shannon. It could
Okay,
be Shannon.
very good. We need another volunteer for Elena.
Let me be.
You'll be Elena?
Yes.
Very good. Begin whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
What a past. What?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. What a fantastic performance. Thank you for inviting me to the musical.
Hold on, Elena, before you begin. Shannon, repeat after me.
Okay.
Fantastic.
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 Fan.
Fan.
Tas.
Tas.
Tick.
Tick.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Perfect. Now, performance.
Performance.
Very good. Excellent. Elena, you're up next.
You are welcome. I'm happy you enjoyed the show. The choreography of dancers was incredible. It reminds me of when I used to dance.
Very good. Um, choreography is a word that many people struggle with at the beginning, but you
Yes.
got it. You got it good. Go ahead, Shannon.
I know. You were such talented ballerina. Do you miss dancing?
Oh, that's very kind of you, Shannon. I do miss it sometimes, but I will always be a fan of the arts. That's why I love going to musicals because it's the perfect combination of song, dance, and theater.
Absolutely. I am glad you are still art fan too. Thank you for invitation. It's always pleasure to attend an artist event with you and learn something new.
Very good. Um, I saw there, Shannon, when there are short words in between. For example, absolutely, absolutely. There's an exclamation mark. When there's an exclamation mark, you must emphasize that word, and you must bring your speech up. So there's a difference between absolutely and absolutely, right?
Right.
That's the emphasis. And then an art fan too. This is tricky because it's very short words right next to each other, and if no pause is made just slightly, it may just confuse. An art fan too. So, for example, just that one sentence. Absolutely. I'm glad you are still an art fan too. Can you give it another go?
Um, okay. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
An- Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Very good.
I'm glad you are still on fan art too.
I'm glad you are still an art fan too. Art fan too.
I'm glad you are still an art fan too.
Very good. Perfect. Now, let's take a look at context between A Night at the Theater. When Shannon says, "What a fantastic performance," what is Shannon saying? What is she expressing with "what a fantastic performance"? Any volunteers? What does she mean with that? We have two volunteers. Come up to the stage, Arc, and we have Ignacio.
Hello,
Hi, Ignacio Bilbao. How are you?
I'm fine, fine. All right.
Very good. I'll repeat the question once again. When Shannon makes the statement that "what a fantastic performance," what do you think Shannon is trying to imply? What is she saying with that?
Uh, he do a fantastic. Um, I don't really know. Wait.
Okay.
Fantastic show.
Okay. Right. What does the word fantastic mean to you?
Good, cool,
Okay.
great.
Very good.
A great performance.
Right. Exactly. What about you, Ark? What do you think Shannon meant with "what a fantastic performance"? What does that mean?
Uh,
Um,
I
he
think
he
it
he
means
do
Oh,
a good.
just a second, Ignacio. I'm asking Ark now.
Okay, okay, okay.
Mhm. Go ahead,
yeah.
Ark.
I think it means something like amazing. So
Ah,
kind of
Shannon amazed by the performance or feeling like satisfied, perhaps?
Right? Correct. Definitely satisfied when you add an exclamation. You are putting an emphasis on how fantastic the performance was. So, bearing that in mind, she thanks Elena for inviting her to the musical, right? Now, when Elena says, "You are welcome, I am happy you enjoyed the show," what does Elena mean with this? Anyone?
Elena means that she's what another word? She's glad that he was satisfied. His friend, her friend, we with going to theater.
Right. So, since it's a musical performance, right? People are singing on the stage. If you're going to invite a friend over to the musical, you're not going to just invite any friend. You're going to invite a friend that you know will appreciate the artistic nature of a performance that is musical theater. Would you agree with that? I mean, you're not going to invite someone that does not appreciate musical art to a musical performance, right?
But maybe she was the first time for the first time at the theater, or
Could
it's
be.
not.
Yeah, you could be right. Yes, definitely could be. That's an interesting point. Yes, could definitely be that. Maybe perhaps it was her first time um, at the theater, and inviting her for a very first time to see if it's something that she would have enjoyed definitely could make sense. Um, when Shannon says, "I know you were such a talented ballerina. Do you miss dancing?" That sort of tells me that they were friends in the past. They still are, um, and that somehow perhaps they were in some sort of ballerina lessons together, right?
Yes.
Now, when Shannon says, "Absolutely, I'm glad you are still an art fan too," which brings me back to the point I was making earlier. Um, it looks like it wasn't Shannon's first time. It looks like Shannon has been a fan of art for a while.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
But when she says that, "I'm glad you are still an art fan too," what does Shannon imply with that? What does that sentence even mean?
She means that her friend is uh, the fan of theater and another arts,
Mhm.
the fan of all this stuff.
So it means that she has knowledge that in the past she enjoyed the arts. It's not specific about which arts, but some sort of art. And she confirms with that sentence, she confirms that yes, that they are still fans of art. Moving on to the following slide.
Yeah, can I
Yes?
mention something?
Yes.
Yes, I think it's because even if she left to practice dance,
Mhm.
she still like the she still enjoy these arts. So
Absolutely.
To me, I suppose that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's many different types of arts. There's even language arts. There's language arts. There's theatrical arts. There's drawing arts. There's so many different type of arts. Musical art. Very good. Let's take a look at the following slide. This is between a doctor and a patient. So I'm going to need a volunteer for a doctor and a volunteer for Kathy.
I can volunteer
Who?
for the doctor.
Okay, Marwan will be the doctor. I need Kathy.
I can be
Yeah.
volunteer too.
Okay, so you'll be Kathy. Let's
Yes.
begin whenever you're ready.
What seems to be the problem?
Well, I have a bad cold and sore throat. I also have a head shake.
How long have you had this symptoms? Right.
Above 3 days now, and really tired too.
It sounds like you have got the flu. Take aspirin every 4 hours and get plenty of rest. Make sure you drink lots of fluids. Call me if you are still sick next week.
Okay, thanks.
Excellent. So we have Doctor and Kathy. Can someone give me a brief overview of what's happening in this scenario?
Kathy
Kathy,
attends.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Edwin.
thanks. Kathy attends to a clinic or hospital
Right.
to talk with the doctor, and she's presenting some symptoms
Right.
to know what is the problem, right?
Right. And what's the outcome?
Okay, and um, yeah, she might be cold.
Okay. Marwan, what about what do you think is happening here?
yeah, I was thinking about Kathy is visiting a doctor
And
and
go ahead.
she got a flu.
Got it. And does the doctor prescribe anything? Does the doctor make any recommendations?
Yeah, he recommend that Cassie takes the aspirin every 4 hours
Excellent.
and gets rest.
Excellent. Very good. Is there anything else that you can do after receiving a diagnosis of the flu?
Um, take care of your temperature and have someone beside you to help you if there's anything happen to you.
Okay. Very good.
Maybe avoid contact with other people.
Yes, exactly. The flu is a very contagious viral infection. So it's very easily transmitted through droplet and contacts. So you definitely want to, you know, be isolated a little bit if possible, or else people will catch that flu again from you. Excellent, very good responses. Um, we're going to conclude the session for today and pick up on the following week. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Edwin, DJ Frog, Ark, Jordan, Peterson, Living Tribunal, Marwan Ignacio Bilbao, for your participation and volunteering in the activities, and everyone in the audience that also partook in the lesson. Stay tuned for the third lesson of conversational English in the upcoming week. It's been a pleasure. and was glad that all of you attended. Any questions before we conclude with today's lesson?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jose.
Stay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Goodbye.